Hello, friends. Welcome back to Behind the HR Cubicle. It's been a few months since we started this journey together, decoding HR one step at a time. Along the way, we have explored some interesting aspects of HR, and today's topic is one that's really close to my heart. To begin with, let me share a small incident with you. A while back, I was working with a client whose HR department had recently tried to introduce the nine box talent management tool. On paper, it sounded great, a structured way to map their people and plan for their future. But here's what actually happened: the implementation was rushed. The managers plotting people on the grid had barely any training, and the whole process felt more like a checklist item than a genuine talent exercise. As a result, employees felt labeled rather than developed. Some of the best talent got overlooked because potential wasn't clearly defined. And within months, the whole exercise was abandoned. That discussion or experience of my client make me think on two things. One, the nine box is powerful, but on the other side, when done half heartedly with incomplete knowledge and no buy in from leaders, it can backfire badly. And that's why I decided to create this talent management series so that the HR team members, leaders, and even small businesses know exactly how these tools are, why they work, and how to use them in the right way. So let's rewind a bit. In our last episode, we explored the world of hypo talent management, how to identify high potential employees who are ready to take on bigger challenges. But spotting talent, is that enough? No, it's just the beginning. The real magic is in mapping your entire workforce so you know exactly where everyone stands today and where they can be tomorrow. That's where this tool, Nine Box Talent Management, comes in. Today, we'll focus entirely on understanding the grid, what it is, how it works, and benefits. Also, nothing is perfect. Yes, so a quick run through on its limitations. The nine box grid is a simple but effective framework to evaluate employees along two dimensions. Dimension one, that is performance, which talks about how effectively employees are delivering in their current role, while other dimension, which talks about potential, how ready our employees are to grow into bigger and more complex responsibilities. As the image shown in the screen, a square is divided into nine boxes. Horizontal axis depicts performance, low on the left while high on the right. Vertical axis depicts potential, low at the bottom, moving to high at the top. Each of these nine boxes represents a different talent category. Let's see one by one. Employees falling in high performance plus high potential are also known as hypos. They are proven achievers ready for bigger roles. As HR, we need to fast track them with leadership programs and stretch assignments. High performance plus moderate potential, the grade 2, these are the consistent experts. We need to keep them engaged with specialized projects and skills deepening. The third grade, high performance but low potential. These employees are reliable specialists, and we need to recognize their expertise and provide roles stability with lateral growth opportunities. The other grid in row 2, that is moderate performance with high potential. These employees are promising future leaders, and we need to boost their current performance through coaching and challenging assignments. Moderate performance with moderate potential, these employees are solid contributors. We just need to maintain their motivation with incremental development and recognition. This sounds easy, but it's equally tactful to handle. Moderate performance with low potential, the grid 6, they are highly dependable in defined and specific roles And here, our job is to ensure that they are perfect job fits and provide steady support to maintain consistency. Grid 7, low performance with high potential, they are hidden gems for any organizations. We need to address their performance issues with targeted training and mentoring to unlock potential. Grid 8, low performance with moderate potential. They are underperformers with some promises. Here, as HR, we need to apply focused development plans and clear performance goals. Finally, low performance with low potential. These are the most misaligned or disengaged employees. With them, we need to take decisive action through realignment, role change, or exit strategy. Without a framework like this, talent reviews often turn into bias filled discussions. So, the nine box creates a common language for managers and HRs to evaluate people based on facts and evidence. It's not just about finding the stars, it's about understanding your entire workforce, identifying risks, and planning for the future. So why nine box? It provides us a clear talent snapshot. You can see your whole talent landscape at a glance. It informs development planning. You know exactly who needs what kind of growth opportunities. It helps in succession planning. Hypos are identified early, reducing last minute leadership gaps. Similarly, it also helps in strategic resource allocation like training budgets. You know where they will get delivered at the most value. Finally, it facilitates honest conversations. So the performance and potentials are discussed openly and constructively if provided proper open platforms for it. Nothing is perfect, as I said earlier. Nine box is also with some limitations and risks. And here's where my client experience comes in. The limitations are real if you are not careful. One, it is subjective in potential assessment. Without clear definition, it becomes a guesswork. So criteria needs to be defined effectively before going or implementing nine box tool. Second is risk of labeling. People may feel stuck in a box. Oversimplification, it's a snapshot, not the full picture of a person's abilities, right? And it also has lack of follow up. So if nothing is done after plotting, employees lose trust in the process. So the biggest danger is treating it as the tick the box activity rather than a living, evolving tool. So the nine box, when done right, can transform how you see and grow your people. When done wrong, it can damage trust and morale. Exactly what happened with my client. I hope I could explain the tool. In this episode, we have focused on what the nine box is and how it works and why it matters. In the next episode, we'll tackle the most important part, how to implement the nine box effectively step by step. And we'll also explore few success stories from the organization because understanding the tool is just the start. Using it well is where the magic happens. So stay tuned, subscribe, and remember we are decoding HR one cubicle at a time.